Alright guys, welcome back. Oh, look at this. The faster you move, the more conspicuous you are. Wise words, truly spoken. So I'm glad it is a nice sunny day, because the last time I showed you this town, it was a little overcast, you know, and I prefer the nice weather. Just to give you another idea, I've already talked so much about how dynamic, diverse, beautiful, I wouldn't say the word diverse because, you know, this is Central Europe in the 15th century, but you know what I mean. I don't mean the political diverse like we talk about these days. But anyway, shut up. I'm not even going to go into it. But look at those murals up there. Absolutely stunning. Careful. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm going to try and find a sidey today. I don't really want to do more of the main story. Why? Because I'm putting it off. I'm putting it off simply because I wait. No, it's not you.
It's filthy
Oh,
again.
hi, Katherine.
Damn it.
Can I get a quest off you?
You said you needed some help with something. What's going on?
Something's happened. Oh, a real mess.
You've bleached your teeth?
And I need help from someone reliable.
What is it?
When I was fishing around for information about Liechtenstein, I cast the net a bit too wide. And one of the servant girls I questioned was just found dead.
You think she was killed because of you?
I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't be asking you for help.
All right, don't be sarcastic. There's no need for that. Sorry, Katherine, it's you. I should be kinder. Yeah, so unfortunately, the lighting just caught her at a bad moment. She's got this white silhouette. Okay, I'll help you tell me more. I'll help, but not for nothing. Oh, Henry. So, by the way, why am I wearing this ridiculous garb? I was experimenting with a stealth outfit because I've heard rumor. I had a really bad time, okay? I had a bad time in that stealth mission. What was it called? Storm. And I heard rumor there's another one coming up a bit later on. I'm not looking up the plot. I just know there's another stealth mission coming that I should be prepared for. And this was my best effort from what I could find. All right? It's not the best, but it's a little more stealthy. I will change into something more suitable for this mission, should it be required. Anyway, that's why I'm wearing this silly skull cap. I look like I'm about to play water polo or something. Anyway, I'll help you. Tell me more, Katherine. I love you.
I'll help you. Tell me all about it. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She was an ordinary, pretty girl. She worked as a maid. I heard they found her all hacked up, tossed somewhere by the town wall. Oh, folk in town are saying it was absolute slaughter. They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and St. Paul cemetery.
I'll go take a look at her. See if I can find anything.
I think that would be for the best. Though, I don't think it'll be a very pretty sight. You can ask the Gravedigger for details. He'll know the most.
Okay, so let's start with the interrogation. Katherine, when did you see her last?
When did you last see the girl?
Around a week ago?
And did you notice anything suspicious about her?
Not at all. She was always cheerful, lively. She was looking forward to a dance. Though I'm afraid she won't be dancing ever again.
What was Alice trying to find out for you?
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her master. And lately, what the other maids in town were saying.
And did you learn anything important from her? Something someone would kill her for?
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on who wasn't going to confession, those sorts of things. So you'll have to figure out the rest for yourself.
I don't like the cut of her jib today. Figure it out for yourself. Oh, fine, well then. What about your other girls?
What about your other girls? Are they all right?
Yes, fortunately. I'm careful enough to keep them pretty much in the dark about my plans. That's why Alice's death shocked me so much.
What are you going to do next?
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious. If someone is following them and the like, but...
But you don't want to scare them.
I'm scared myself. For them. Maybe nobody knows about them yet. If someone was to follow me, I could give them away. And I can't risk that. I don't want anyone else to die because of me.
What if I go and see them?
They don't know you, Henry. You'd only scare them. I'll figure something out. In the meantime, find out everything you can about Alice.
Okay, do you think she overheard something of deadly importance?
You think there could be something bigger behind the murder?
I don't know. Maybe she just got caught up in something. But it's strange. Why would someone do her like that? That's the kind of thing you do when you want to send someone a message.
Why did you ask me in particular for help?
Because you're the only one I know here.
Oh,
But
great.
don't take it the wrong way. I'm actually glad it's you. You're pretty reliable. Not even Zhishka would be of much help to me here.
Thanks. I know everything I need.
Good. Go to that graveyard, talk to the Gravedigger, and take a look at that poor girl's body. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more. Then we'll put it all together, and I'll be damned if we can't come up with something.
Well, thank you very much, Katherine. The Fifth Commandment. Examine the body, talk to the Gravedigger about the body. Okay, I most certainly will. You're checking where it is on the map, and while I'm in this menu... Oh, that's the main story, so we're not doing that today. We're going to examine the body and talk to the Gravedigger, so let's head up here. I wonder if I can fast travel. I can fast travel to the top of town. That'll make this a lot swifter. I like that you can fast travel in the main town as well, although a loading screen is a bit annoying. Okay, here we go. Now, back into my inventory, because I wanted to switch. So I basically... But you might not have known this, but... There's 3 shields on this podium that you're on. One of them can be used for one outfit, and you can instantly switch to another. So the yellow one at the moment is just a naked Henry. I've got my red one for battle, my green one for stealth. For some reason, I thought that might be a good idea. I've just reached Vitality 20. My god, I was after Vitality for a long time. Oh my god, is there not a gap in this damn wall?
Oh, people, show mercy.
Show mercy, he says. Sorry, man. Ain't happening. Gravedigger! Gravedigger, stop!
God be with you. What would you like?
God be with you too. You must be the Gravedigger. I can tell from the mud under your fingernails.
You must be the local Gravedigger.
That's right. They call me František. At least them that can speak do. Ha!
Alright, maybe it's just a nervous laugh.
I'm Henry.
Greetings, Henry. What do you need?
I hear there was a murder here recently. Some young girl?
True. She's lying in the morgue. But who the hell are you? Another Gawker?
Another? Why would anybody come to look at her?
People ain't got no respect. As soon as news spread about what was done to her, folk are always turning up to have a gawk. So if you ain't one of them gawkers, you must be one of them other types. Well, no, you can't shave her. No thumb for a souvenir.
What?
I don't want to take it.
You can't shave her?
I need to find something out.
Like what exactly?
Who killed her?
Why?
Well, I've been sent here by the Lords of Light. Oh, I suppose I could use my position. I'm worried about my friend, or I want justice. I'm worried about my friend. Let's go with that.
Well, I'm worried something might happen to my friend.
That's true. She wasn't the first, and we can only pray that she'll be the last. It's true that Lumir ain't shown no interest in her yet. I wouldn't expect that from him no more.
Who's this Lumir? Another one of those gawkers and collectors?
No. He actually tried to help.
Help? How?
Well, he was investigating them others.
Right. You said she wasn't the first.
Aye. We had a couple of similar cases. Lumir said they was all killed by the same murderer.
And who is this Lumir?
He used to work for the local bailiff. I think he knew the first one what was killed, but that was a long time ago.
This is like a Jack the Ripper story, isn't it? Set in the 15th century. How many have been killed?
Do you remember how many girls were killed?
You mean you don't know nothing about it? Here, even the sparrows are squawking about it.
I haven't been in Kuttenburg very long.
I see. There's been one every few weeks for the past year.
Do you know where the last one got killed?
I heard some talk about it when they brought her here. But what do you want to do there?
Look for clues. Footprints, blood, anything.
That can help you.
That's worth a try.
I heard she was killed by the town walls, close to the Hole in the Wall, a dodgy tavern in the Hoprink neighborhood.
Thanks. What's this Lumir got to do with this?
Well, like I told you, he used to work for the bailiff. I think he was a scribe.
A scribe keeps records in the Black Chronicle, though I've never heard of one doing his own investigations.
Well, the old bailiff wasn't all that interested in the common folk. But Lumir, he was quite helpful. Folk heard about it and went to him with whatever was troubling them.
I'd like to speak with Lumir. Do you know where I can find him?
At his home in Bohemia Street, that's near the church. You won't find him at the bailiff's no more. I don't know exactly why, though. Seems he had some quarrel with the bailiff.
Okay, there's more to this.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
It's my pleasure, especially helping someone from the land of the living again. Actually, wait, Mo. Speaking of the living, there's a girl what comes here and grieves over that dead maid. I think her name is Barbara.
And do you know where I could find her?
She said she serves in one of the burgers' houses, so either there or in the morgue with that poor dead girl.
Thanks again, Master Gravedigger.
Oh, this is straight out of the Witcher playbook, isn't it?
Aye, aye, you silly doggy.
You silly doggy. Well, okay, the plot thickens. Just give me a second. I'm just going to reset some graphical thing. Or do I need to? I don't know. The GPU on this...
Just watch where you're going.
The GPU
time.
usage on this is massive. Just watch where you're going. You walked into me. Sorry, I should calm down. No need. Right, next. We have... Examine the body and talk to Alice's friend. Very close to each other. Alright, well, we'll go examine the body first. Which is just over here. Oh. Both in the same place. Oh, good lord. Okay, I'm going to go with the body first.
So, let's see what we have here. My God. Someone really did a number on her. Oh, they ripped open her entire belly. And they didn't stop there. There must have been buckets of blood.
Don't throw up in that helmet, Henry. I've warned you about that before. There's no blood left in her.
Jesus Christ. There's hardly any blood left in her. The place I found her must look like a slaughterhouse. I should go there and take a look.
Examine her mouth, the wounds on the body, her head, her limbs. Okay.
Her lips are bloody, but nothing more. Tongue's still in place. But if he killed her for blabbing, I reckon he'd have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he?
I don't know. I don't like the way you're thinking, Henry.
These are more like chops than cuts. Somebody must have taken a sword to her. Knife wounds would be smaller, and an axe would have made a bigger mess. But it couldn't have been a long sword. That would have been clumsy. It was something shorter and nimbler.
Like a saber or something.
That madman cut off both her breasts and bits of flesh.
Oh, God,
what
no.
What did he do with it all afterwards? Did he really keep all the pieces? Nobody could be that sick, could they? Her face is a little bruised and cut, but nobody cut her there. But she has a dark ring around her neck. Was she strangled? The murderer must have had pretty strong hands, and her hair is all matted with blood and hacked off. I don't even know what colour it was. Maybe there's something more to it. What if the murderer kept her hair like some kind of sick trophy? Just some scratches and bruises, that's all. The killer probably surprised her. She didn't even have time to defend herself. So, the murderer must have awfully strong hands, because he strangled her and left a dark ring around her neck. Then he took a short sword or saber and started hacking at her. She's missing parts of her torso, but they aren't by the body. He also cut off most of her hair.
All right. I don't think he killed her because of Katherine, or I reckon he killed her because of Katherine. Well, I don't know.
He cut off her breasts, but left her tongue. Then left her lying there for all to see. To send a message, maybe? Or a warning? Only if it was a warning for telltales, he would have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? I don't know why he killed her, but I don't think it's because of Katherine.
Well, to be honest, mate, it was 50-50. We've no real idea. So, Maid Barbara. What do you know? Look at that. Is that Adam and Eve in the back? Yeah. Eve eating the apple. Oh, and Adam. See, they were both guilty. Maid Barbara. Confess.
Are you Barbara? I'm told you knew Alice.
Alice? Aye. She was almost like a sister to me. We served together for years, in the same house. Why'd you ask? Who are you?
I'm trying to find out who did this to her. I'm afraid the killer might want to go after my friend as well.
Ah, I understand.
Who did you serve?
Our master is a local merchant. He is trying his hand at trading wine.
How did Alice get along with your master?
Fine. Just like with everyone. Our master is a bit strict, but he's fair.
What's his name? Can I speak to him?
Why? But you can't see him anyway. He's on a trade trip to Prague.
It occurred to me that maybe he could have done it.
No, he couldn't. He was gone when it happened. He hadn't been home in several weeks. And besides, why would he kill them others too? He never even knew them.
I heard about that. And also about Lumir.
Well, if you're interested, go and see him. Maybe you'll catch him sober enough to talk sense.
Okay, so, now, to her personal life. Did she have any, boyfriends?
Do you know of any suitors she might have had?
I know she was seeing someone. Why?
I'd like to talk to him as well.
But I don't know who it was. Alice said he was rich and dressed nicely. But she promised him she'd never tell anyone his name.
And you never saw him?
No, never. I don't even know where she met with him.
Do you know what exactly happened to Alice?
No. Nobody saw or heard nothing. One day, she just didn't come home. And then, I found her. Like this.
It's awful what they did to her.
She was such a pretty girl. And that beautiful brown hair of hers. And it didn't even leave that untouched. Who could have cut off her hair like that? And why? None of it makes sense.
So, I'll leave you to mourn in peace now.
Interesting. Barbara was just revealed the colour of her hair. I mean, Henry couldn't even tell what colour it was because it was matted in blood and cut off. Barbara's revealed it was brown, but she was so upset about her hair being cut off when Henry discovered that her breasts had also been cut off. I'm sorry to have to say this out loud, but it is the truth. Okay, those two things are done. This is turning out to be quite the investigation. Go and see Lumir. Now, do we do that before? Oh, we go to the crime scene down there. Should I do that before speaking to Lumir? Hello, fair maiden. I'm sorry. I'm on an investigation about a brutal murder. I shouldn't be so flippant. This way. In here. Ah, Lumir. Well, I was told you might be a little bit drunk. Is that urine or vomit?
Lumir?
Oh, Christ, my head. Not so loud.
Those are the bells,
I need
mate.
to ask you something.
I said not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
That's some hangover. He's useless to me like this. Unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off, I'll have to get him some kind of cure or potion.
Oh, I know. I've got,
This should sober him up.
Oh, I thought that marigold potion helped you cure a hangover. Damn it.
No, not that.
Hand over alcohol?
Nothing like a little hair of the dog that bit you.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go with that then. Which should we give him? I'll give him the heaviest one. To lighten my load.
More booze. Christ. I'm gonna puke.
Drink up. It'll make you feel better.
Better already. Wait, what? Who? What are you doing here? Who are you?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a certain girl. And I was sent to you.
To me? What for?
Are you Lumir from the rat house? The scribe?
I used to be. Now I'm just Lumir the madman.
They say that about you. Why?
Because I was just on some wild goose chase. And what came of it? Absolutely nothing.
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, I'd leave it be. You can't help that girl anymore, anyway. You'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumir.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that interested in it, except for me. We let it be in the end. We let a monster walk among us. No way. You can't solve this yourself.
Well, that's why I'm trying to team up with people and get information. I want the truth. Maybe I can't handle the truth, but I want the truth.
I need to know the truth. To find the one responsible.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, lad. But it's no use. I searched high and low. And what did I get out of it? Just mockery. What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Oh, well, here we go. 3 hard choices, 1 very hard. Nothing's going to stop me. I can use my brain. That's just an insult. I'm going to go with the hard solution. I can get the truth out of people, sure, but I have to go with the one that's most likely to succeed.
Because I'm stubborn, and I don't have any other choice. I'll get to the truth no matter what.
You think that will suffice?
If not, I'd have been dead long ago. Bled out from a human arrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I'm surprised
Who was
that
this
worked.
dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She worked as a maid.
A maid? That fits. Yarka was a maid, too. As were most of the other victims. What did she look like? What did he do to her?
I think that he strangled her first, and then went at her with a longer blade and disemboweled her.
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while. Maybe you really will track him down.
Do you think it's the same murder?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first strangled and then mutilated. If it's not all the same person, they must be collaborating somehow.
This is the 6th one. How long has he been killing?
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months, sometimes weeks. But I'm including missing girls. Stanya and Zdena.
Stanya and Zdena. I love the names. They are beautiful. Okay, but why are you counting the missing ones? Well...
Why are you counting the missing girls?
Because I think someone killed them, and we just haven't found them yet.
Did the dead girls have anything in common?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background, no. I couldn't find much.
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor, and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local lord, no stone would be left unturned.
But why does he even kill in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn it. I feel like I'm going in circles and can't get out.
I don't buy any of that. These guesses, he just hates women. I mean, the idea that he's killing them because they're not important, I mean, that's been a bit of a murderer's trope for many stories and realities, where they go after people who wouldn't necessarily be missed to increase the chances of getting away with it. That rings true. Details. Oh, okay.
What can you tell me about Yarka?
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her, people started taking an interest. She was a maid in a German family. By all accounts, she was a pious, polite girl. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the Church of St. Peter and Paul, Father Prokop, raised her. They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was cut all the way from her neck downwards. An awful sight to behold.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. A murderer is usually someone close, you know. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the two girls before her who ended up almost the same. Besides that, when I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't the least bit interested in Yarka. Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all hours of the night. That really surprised me, because Father Prokop had vouched for her good reputation. But who knows? Maybe he just didn't want to admit what had become of her.
Wait a minute. Is this related to the church? And Stanya?
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of ill repute called the Hole in the Wall.
Oh,
You
yes,
said
I
her
know it
body
well.
was never found. Maybe she just got out of town.
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Only there was a lot of blood. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful. The Hole is a world of its own, and the people there aren't very forthcoming with information.
Did you suspect anybody?
You could suspect every second man there. Those people have nothing but thievery and deceit in their eyes. The innkeeper, Mole, definitely knew Stanya, since she worked for him. But he isn't all that chatty either.
So if I want to learn anything more, I have to ask this mole in the hole.
Very good.
Yeah, he still runs the place.
A mole in the hole in the wall. All right, I've got to keep going. I need more information. I might be missing like something that's this subtlety in these sentences, and I think I'm missing some detail here. I should be paying more attention. What about
And
Zdena?
what about that Zdena? You said her body was never found.
Exactly. But to tell the truth, nobody spent much time looking for it. Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim. It's only been a few weeks since she went missing, but I suppose nobody wanted to do any more digging.
But if her body was never found, how do you know she was killed?
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Maybe the prettiest of them all. Young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. She was a thief. A pickpocket. I never could pin it on her, though. She always found some way to get out of it.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people and had to get out of town.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strunad. Quite a number. He's always sitting in the hole, boozing. When I asked him about Zdena, he told me he'd rather rip his own tongue out than talk.
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming with me?
He might be. You're not known all over town like a catchpole. It's worth a try. Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory. That would be a great help.
Interesting. So, those two girls who haven't been found but have gone missing. Maybe they're not dead. Maybe one of them, or both, are the killers themselves, jealous of others' pretty good looks. It sounds a bit far-fetched, doesn't it? But anyway.
And what about the other two victims?
It all started with them, though nobody did much about it at the time. The first one worked as a bathhouse maid. They called her Chestnut. She'd only been in town for a short while.
Brown
and
hair,
nobody really
Chestnut.
knew her. So I couldn't find out anything more. But the other one, Libushka, she was from Loretz. She was a maidservant, too. I also talked to her mother. She said she was really cheerful and outgoing. There were lots of suitors circling around her, but she refused them all. She knew she was pretty and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can find out from the mother. Where can I find her?
In the graveyard, lad. The poor woman died of grief. It's sad to say, but we can't help those two dead girls now. And they can't help us with our investigation either. There's nobody else left who could tell us anything about them.
It's quite softly spoken, this guy, isn't it? Right, I forgot about the first victim. What was her name? Alice? Her friend said that she was seeing somebody that she couldn't talk about or she didn't want to talk about, and apparently he was really rich. So is this rich guy sleeping around? And have a couple of his girlfriends got jealous of the others? Perhaps. We've already had hints that some of the other victims or missing girls wanted, or one of them at least, wanted somebody more than a farmhand. So he was quite attractive to ambitious, pretty young women who wanted to, you know, find a way up in life. Sleeping their way up, sorry. It's just a possibility. I'm not saying that's what it... Shut up. Why did you start to look into it?
Why were you looking into it? Who were those dead girls to you?
I don't know what people told you about me, but for many long years I was a scribe for Kuttenberg's bailiff. Kuttenberg is a big city with a lot of people. Bailiff was always running from hell to Hades, from one rich man to another, settling their quarrels.
But there are more than just rich burghers and lords in the city.
Exactly. There are common folk, too. There's a lot more of them, and their troubles are usually more serious. So when one of them came to the bailiff's one time, and the bailiff was running around somewhere, I started to deal with it myself.
Behind the bailiff's back?
Not really. Andreas supported my activities until... recently.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. Sorry.
Andreas. I'm beginning to suspect everybody that's mentioned at this point. Can you sum it up?
Can you sum it all up for me?
We have 6 victims here, and I believe they were all murdered by the same killer. Unfortunately, we only know a little about the last 4, the most recent ones. By now, we won't learn anything about the first 2. Of the remaining 4, the first to be killed was the maidservant, Yarka. She was raised by Father Prokop from the Church of St. Peter and Paul. He should know the most about her. The next were Stanya and Zdena. Their bodies weren't found, but we assume they also became victims of the same murderer. They both hung around a tavern they called the Hole in the Wall. Stanya was an alehouse maid, and Zdena a pickpocket. And the last victim is Alice now, also a maid. What they all have in common is that they were young, beautiful, and brunette.
Okay.
Good. I know everything I need to know.
When you learn something more, stop by and see me. You've aroused a bit of hope in me, lad. I hope you won't disappoint me.
Oh, no, he's gone back to being drunk again. Okay, try to find out what happened to Stanya, the alehouse maid, and learn more about Zdena. Wow, okay, this is turning out to quite the investigation. So, for those of you that don't like this kind of mission, apologies, but I love these.
I apologize.
Of course, the danger of a video like this is if I start getting a...
Christ! Pardon me.
Don't call me that. If I start getting an idea of who's in it, I'll be so... and by the time I get to some of the main characters, I'll be so tempted to put their face in the thumbnail for the video, and that's just a complete spoiler. God, you've got to be so careful. That though, is that just dirty water or clean water? Go on, Matt, you have a little swim. You're a good boy. Did you enjoy that? Wasn't there a... The murder scene was down here, I just never got to it. Maybe I don't need to see it. Learn more about Zdena, the thief's fate, and then Stanya. Alright, we're right next to it. So this is the Hole in the Wall, the wonderful pub we've already been to once. Let's go round the back, where they're least expecting us. There you are. Alright, Knuckles. Oh, Strand. Stranad.
Are you Sternad? The one that went with Zdena?
Who the fuck are you?
Just an ordinary bloke who has some questions.
Well then, piss off. You won't get any answers here. All you're gonna get here is a kick in the teeth.
Okay. I'd like to see that. Yes, okay. I think we can come to an agreement. I'll give this a go, otherwise I'm going to kick his teeth in.
Why so rash? That kind of attitude will do you no favours. Let's make a deal. You tell me everything you know about Zdena, and I'll make sure you're no worse for wear.
Oh.
Ah. You're the lord what that whore robbed. Don't worry about it. She weren't nothing but a lying bitch.
So, if I understand correctly, we can make a deal?
For the right price, I'll tell you all I know.
The right price? Okay, he only wants 30 coin. I mean, I can afford that, so what the hell, have it.
Is this the right price?
You fucking bet it is. Ask away and I'll tell you everything.
Where can I find Zdena?
Aye. That's what I like to fucking know too. Last time I saw her... well, That'd be back when she managed to fleece you.
Yeah.
So he thinks I'm this
Well, I'd like to find her.
lordly
I can well
boyfriend.
imagine. Well, she went to Ravstein Mill. It's quite a long ways away. She had some unfinished business with some bloke called Pint. Ain't nobody seen her since then.
Pint. His name was Pint. It's got to be a nickname. I've heard of people being called Half Pint when they're like little people. They're short people. Pint? That just sounds like a normal-sized nickname.
What can you tell me about Stanya?
What do you want to hear? I try to keep her out of trouble, but there's just no helping some women.
So you were taking care of her?
Well, just in front of the others. Other than that, she did what she wanted. Always made her mind up and did things her own way.
So you weren't too fond of her?
Not really, no. But she did have a knack for making coin.
Did she have any friends or lovers who'd know more? Did anybody come here to see her?
Who come to see that bitch? She was always off somewhere, seeing someone. Although, once...
Someone came to see her?
Well, aye. Some stuffed frock came here once. All old and decrepit. He said he had some job for her. That she should leave behind her sinful life and all that shit. But he left empty-handed. She told him to go to hell.
Do you know who that priest was?
Some fucking Prokop or
There we go.
Pravoslav or some such
Provop.
shit. But that
Yes,
reminds
we've heard
me,
him before.
I saw her a couple of times with another bastard. That fucking bard, William.
Hang on a minute. There's just more and more people being introduced into the story here, but I'd like to keep things simple. Could she have run away with a bard, and what do you know about that priest?
What do you know about this priest?
Not much. Seems they knew each other from before. And he had some job for her somewhere. Serving as a maid or something. But she weren't stupid. She told him to fuck right off.
These girls were never
go?
maids.
Aye, indeed. He didn't look like the kind of fella
They're
that'd knock some
spies.
sense into a woman. I think he just told her if she changed her mind to come and see him. Or some shit like that.
And could she have changed her mind and gone to him? And that's why nobody's seen her?
No. She took off. I'm sure about that.
And could she have run away with this bard, William?
With that lily-livered fop, well, he ain't been seen in town for some time, but I think someone was out to get him. He still don't come here no more. He plucks that loot of his in the miners' tavern. The wee shit.
I've heard enough.
Okay. Oh, God, there's just more and more names being introduced to this investigation. Henry, I hope you're taking notes, because I'm completely lost.
Aye.
I reckon he's been sitting here a while.
Yeah. Good pun there, Henry. Very nice. Where's the upstairs? Where's the stairs? Ah, be right here.
Greetings.
Oh. No, we're done. Okay, this is where I got recruited into the guild, which I've got a mission for, just not yet done. Oh, now he's downstairs. Where the hell is this guy? Oh, it's effing you, innkeeper mole. The mole in the hole.
Good afternoon.
Did a Stanya work here?
Stanya. Maybe. It depends on who's asking.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. The main thing is whether it's a good guest or a bad guest asking. What kind of guest are you, Henry?
Second guest? A good guest. A bad guest. What does it matter?
What does it matter? I want you to tell me something, so you should tell me.
Yes.
Kindly leave it up to me what I should or shouldn't tell you.
All right,
so,
got off to a bad
I'll
start.
ask you again. Are you a good guest or a bad guest?
I'm going to go against my instincts here.
A bad guest.
So that means you're just going to badger me without even buying a drink. I don't tell nothing to fellas like that.
My bad. All right, out with it or you'll be sorry. Or I'm looking for a murderer, so speak up. I'll pay you, pour me something. No, look.
You really don't know what this is all about, do you? I'm looking for a dangerous murderer. A person might almost think you're making my job harder. I wonder why.
Me? Making your job harder? That just ain't true. I'll tell you everything, don't worry.
I want to know if Stanya worked here.
She did. And she don't know more. What's it to you?
Well, I heard she disappeared without a trace. So I'm trying to find out if anyone had anything to do with it.
It's possible. The chamber she was sleeping in here was totally ransacked.
Oh, possible, is it?
The door open. Everything emptied out. And Stanya was gone. All I found were bloody footprints.
This is getting ridiculous now. I'm so lost.
Did anybody see what actually happened when Stanya disappeared?
No, it was at night. Nobody saw or heard anything. The tavern tends to be empty at that hour. And you won't meet many people on the street, neither.
What was Stanya like? What can you tell me about her?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you nib it in the bud right away. She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how close they were, but she also had another suitor.
Someone from the city?
No, a charcoal burner.
Oh, okay.
I heard he was from somewhere in the, Verchlitz Valley. I think his name was Barton?
The Verchlitz Valley. Right, he spat in my eye when he said that. Oh, my God. Okay, about the bard.
What do you know about that bard?
What about him? He's a minstrel, a skirt chaser. What more can I say? He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the miners' tavern in the evenings. But sometimes he shows up here, too.
You think he might have been the one who...
Now that you mention it, he cleared out of town for a while and only came back not long ago. It could be him, all right. I know he met with some odd people and talked about God knows what, like bloody spies. Besides, you know what minstrels are like. Lasses just flock to them. And like they say, opportunity makes the thief.
Or in this case, a murderer.
Oh, we can't keep throwing around accusations about everybody. That's my job. Anybody I hear the name of at the moment is a suspect.
Apart from those men, did anyone else know Stanya? I mean, more intimately.
Well, I got bad news for you. She had 2 close friends, but you won't get much out of either of them.
Why?
One was hit by a cart, even before Stanya disappeared. And she died. And the other one got married and moved away.
Okay, hold on. I'm not adding anything up.
How did Stanya's room look?
The door was wide open. Most of her things were gone, but some remained. And there was blood all over the place.
Blood? Was there a lot?
Not so much, really. More like hand or footprints. But they were near everywhere. If someone done her in, they definitely didn't do it in that chamber.
Where can I find this Barton?
I already told you. In the Verchlitz Valley.
Could you be a bit more precise?
I don't know that bloke at all. All I know is he's a charcoal burner. So if I was you, I'd look somewhere around the charcoal kilns.
That's all I need to know.
I'm just feeling like I'm none the wiser to any of this. Discover something about Yarka's background, and then we've got to go all the way down here to find what happened to Stanya the alehouse maid, and then all the way, oh my good God, all the way over here to learn more about Zdena the thief's, was it the thief's fate? Is she even dead? Right, well, while we're in the city then, let me get outside. 'Cause I don't know why you can't do it. I don't understand why you can't, because it's not like there's a loading screen or anything, but you can only fast travel when you're outside. So, seeing as this is the closest thing, we'll head over here. Excuse me? I can't. Oh, we'll head over here, sorry. Fast travel to this. Ah! Father Prokop. Now, is this the old guy that we were hearing tales of? Look at the way the sun moves. I love that. Silly details.
My God! Why are you all covered in blood?
What? I'd like to improve my reputation. Oh, I can get a blessing from the priest to improve my reputation in this town. Look, I'm here about the killings. I'm not covered in blood. You have no eyes.
Father, I need to ask you a few questions.
I don't have time for theological discussions, my son.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry. And I wanted to ask about the murder that happened recently. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls. And I hear it's not the first time this has happened.
Another one murdered. May the Lord grant her eternal rest. Why is it you ask?
Well, I fear for my sister. She's also a maid. Yes, let's go with that.
I fear for my sister. She's also a maid.
Yes. Fear for those close to you is commendable. What would you like to hear?
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. But I reckon you know that, don't you?
Oh, yes. I see what you're doing there, Henry. Read between the words in that sentence, priest.
What can you tell me about her?
About Yarka? She was an ordinary girl. She served the von Groll family.
Von Groll? Another name introduced.
Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother and his wife died, I took care of her.
Who do you think killed her?
William, that pig of Satan. He gambles in the tavern on All Saints' Day and leads the locals astray. Yarka always went there to listen to music.
Okay, this is William the Bard. Here we go again. Why do you think it was him?
Why do you think it was William? Do you have any evidence?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser, a tool of Satan. He messes with poor girls' heads.
A tool of Satan? My, what a claim.
And does anyone else come to mind? No other man spoke with her?
No, absolutely not.
Well, you raised her. No, he was an uncle.
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to have a child on the side. But at least everyone knew Yarka wasn't my own daughter.
Hang on a minute. Yarka wasn't your own daughter. Are these all illegitimate children of the priest? I'm going off in wild theories now. Did you have her at the presbytery?
How does that even work? Did you have her with you at the presbytery?
When she was small, I could. But when she grew up, she had to go. It wouldn't look right.
Oh, I've got a dark feeling about this. But I'm not going to say out loud. What does a priest know about children? Well, I mean, I suppose I could ask, but...
No offence, but how did you know what to do? Without a wife, without a family? I would have been lost.
I was a bit, When she was smaller, it was fine, but when she grew up a bit, maybe I was too hard on her.
I mean, I know Henry's got to press the questions here, but I've got a really dark suspicion.
Why do you think you were too hard on her?
Yarka was an orphan, with no family and no possessions. Her only chance of a good life was a good upbringing. And then, a husband. But the more I led her in that direction, the more she resisted me.
She resisted you.
You're well off, though. Couldn't you provide for her?
I couldn't. Even if she had been my very own. More so, since she was my brother's.
But how come?
The church's property always remains the church's. They keep a close eye on that.
Very, very quiet, isn't he? I'm sorry if the volume's a bit low here. How did she supposedly rebel against you?
How did she rebel against you?
She wouldn't listen. She ran away. She ran around with all sorts. And how did it turn out? She died. And in sin. Such a disgrace.
A little bit of angry coming there. Now, what is that about, Mr. Priest, sir?
Disgrace? What the devil are you talking about?
She was pregnant! Even if she had lived, what then? Nobody would want to marry her anymore.
Okay, Prokop, you're rising up the list of suspects right now. So what about Lumir? Why don't you like Lumir?
Why don't you respect Lumir?
That's my
This was the scribe guy, right? The one who was investigating stuff before.
That. I won't tell you anything.
Help a Christian in need, but this is important. Well, let's try the medium option.
Come now, Father. I'm not just asking out of curiosity. This is about all the dead girls. Isn't it written in Scripture, speak up for those who have no voice?
A layman quotes the Bible to me. Fine. Lumir accused me of her murder.
What?
I can see why.
He slandered me in public.
And how... What happened then?
It turned out he was deranged. How could he even think such a thing? He's finished in Kuttenburg.
I've heard enough, Father. I'll be going.
Son, I'll give you some good advice. Don't listen to Lumir. That man has gone completely mad.
I tell you what, Father, these little outbursts of yours are bothering me somewhat. There's a lot of hidden anger in there, isn't there? All right. Wow, this is a... I mean, I love... Oh, hang on, we've got another question. William... Oh, William the Minstrel. I think I'm going to go out of town. We'll come back for William the Minstrel. I want to go find out more about Zadina the Thief and Stanya, the alehouse maid, but means we've got to do a little travelling. Let's get to Billani. And I'll see you over when I get a bit closer to that. Obviously, this is going to take more than a day's investigation. I'm certainly earning whatever reward I get for this. Oh, you see an ambush. A defenseless person is cowering as armed men approach with weapons drawn. They're shouting and laughing. They haven't noticed you yet. Do I stop and get involved? Yeah, sorry. I haven't had a good fight for a while. Okay, I think they're picking on this guy. Time for a little fun. All right, nearly. All right, he's going down quick. Whoa, hello, fella.
What the?
Take that!
All right, he's done. Mart, sick him. This guy. He's down. He's down. Master Strike.
Spare me.
Spare you? I just got helped by somebody else. Very nice, thank you very much.
Let me go.
I'm letting you go. Give me your weapon and leave. Give me everything you have and leave. We're not done yet. Or do I just kill him and take it? Oh, he's a bandit.
There'll be no mercy. Fight!
Master Strike, bashed in the head. Oh, I love this Master Strike. It's beautiful. You just got to attack from the other side when you see the defensive shield. It's perfect. Right. There we go. More cash for Sam. Bandages, strip dye. And the only thing I'll leave you is your dignity and a torch. These things... I've got enough. I don't think I'll take those. They're worth a bit. And your cash. Moonshine, walnuts, why not? Right. Where was the brave hero who helped me out there? Oh. He's buggered off. But this was the person they were trying to kill. Or attack. Are you alright, sir?
Fuck. I'll never leave the house again. You'll see.
What do you mean, I'll see?
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very, very welcome.
Nah, don't mention it. I'm just glad you're all right. All thanks to you. Take this. I would have lost a lot more if it wasn't for you. And thank you again.
Now, every time I've refused a reward, I've been given a bit of cash.
Quite hungry.
Oh, you're hungry, Henry. Hungry Henry. A bit of alliteration there. All right, there we go. back on the trail. That was a bit of fun. But we've got a little bit further to go. Oh, okay, we've got to get to Billany and then all the way down here. Alright, well, we'll fast travel to Billany. Maybe, actually, I'll probably have a sleep over here if I've already got a bedroom or something. Alright, I'm going to give this a go. Just to try and get to the next day. Oh, my bad. Somebody else's bed. Sorry.
Hey. I surrender.
Alright, they got a bit upset with me because I was asleep.
Doing a bit of robbery, did you?
No.
Snooping around on other people's property like that?
I was trying to have a nap,
For
mate.
now, you'll pay a fine. But if we find out there's anything missing, we'll charge you with theft.
Oh God, I've got stolen things on me all the time. I'll pay the fine. I can do that. Do you know who I am? Let me go or else. No, hang on a minute. We can come to an agreement. Let's try that out. Pacifism first.
Look, can you keep a secret?
What are you talking about? What's secret?
Look, we're both men, aren't we?
Where are you going with this? You're testing my patience.
It's like this. Yesterday, I met this pretty girl. She makes yarn. And you know what they say about girls who work with spinning wheels?
No. What?
They're really good in bed.
Oh, it's a good one.
That's a good one.
Excellent.
Well, this yarn spinner, she was very afraid her mother would find out we planned on meeting. So she gives me these complicated directions on where to meet her. At high noon, I stood at the shadow of the tallest linden tree, and step by step, I set out. Then all of a sudden, I look around and realise I have no idea where I am. The girl's nowhere to be seen, and people are yelling at me. That girl made a right fool of me.
Ha ha! That's what you get for thinking with your prick.
Aye. I've had enough embarrassment for one lifetime. Can't we just let this one slide?
All right, then. I'll turn a blind eye just this once.
Just this once. That same story has worked 100 times. Alright, lads. So, I didn't even get to the evening. I think I might just have to rough it and be tired. I don't know if it'd be nice if you could actually just, like, make up a camp bed out there somewhere. But sadly, I'm not going to find anywhere to sleep here tonight. So, let's just head down to this little village. Hoss, I need you.
Think of your salvation.
Ow!
Who did I run over?
Me walking here.
Oh, you're walking there. You're walking there, lass. Sorry. Okay. So, managed to find, well, somewhere close to this village. Beautiful scenery, apart from the dirty yellow river. It looks like the morning bowel evacuation of half a town. Possibly even more than half. But at least we are done. Let's see what we can get out of this little village. Tiny little place. Very badly positioned. Because, like, you would never see an attack coming. You know? Right, buried in a... I mean, they could be hiding up there. Your town's dead. I'm surprised this has survived at all. Does anybody here have somewhere to stay? Can I sleep here? No, Miller Mackle. Housemaid.
Him?
Hired hand. So somebody in here I need to speak to. That's not going to work. Oh, look at you. Suspects all lined up. We'll take a picture. Hired hand Pint. Oh, you're Pint, are you? Let me get a good close-up.
Lord be with you.
Are you Pint?
I am. Why?
I'm looking for his dinner.
I don't know any Stanya.
Sternard said something different.
You're a friend of Sternard's, are you?
Actually, I don't really know him that well. He's the only one I know who knew Stenya. And he sent me to you.
Well, if he told you that, I reckon it's all right. He's not much of a traitorous rat, I reckon.
I wouldn't entirely count on that. So you knew Stenya? Can you tell me something about her?
I know Stanya all right, but she ain't been here in some time. Why are you looking for her? What do you want from her?
I'm looking for her... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere. And you're the last person to see her before she went missing.
Whatever.
What can you tell me about Stanya?
She always had it hard. She lost her parents and her home as a child. She had to learn to take care of herself.
And what about Sternad? How does he fit into this?
Sternad was her guardian angel, as she used to say. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore. But by sharing with him, she could do what she wanted.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised she stuck with him as long as she did.
That's because she had a hideout somewhere nearby. That's why she'd come to me with her loot, before they taxed her on the spot.
You mean
and the
confiscated?
last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'd be able to go wherever she wanted. To Prague or Vienna.
I heard she wanted to sell you some valuables. Is that true?
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. Mostly jewellery, rings, one signet ring with a coat of arms and everything.
She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her. Otherwise, she couldn't have carried it all.
And what about that signet ring? Do you still have it?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it. Said it'd bring her luck someday.
Why did he mention she had a basket with her? Does that matter? I don't know. Is that going to be significant? Do you know what kind of ring it was? Well, he said it was a signet ring with a royal coat of arms on it. Or a coat of arms on it, sorry. So, stolen from a noble.
Do you know what kind of luck she meant? Did you recognise the signet?
Oh!
No. I didn't recognise that signet. But all the while, Stanya was giggling to herself. I reckon she had her eye on another mark.
Where did she go next from here? You said she had a lot of coin on her.
That she did. She also had a feeling someone was following her. Someone on a horse.
Someone followed her on a horse from Kuttenburg. Did she say what he looked like?
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride. But he held back. Never passed by her and...
And did you see him? Did he come all the way here?
No. But Stanya thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it to make it look like she was still here.
And then where'd she go?
She wanted to go the back way, through the woods, so nobody could follow her. Past the woods is a road and a ford across a stream. Next to it is a huge boulder.
Oh, God.
When it rains, the water can rise fast. The road goes on to Kuttenburg.
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could have waited for her at the ford, no?
Fuck! That's quite possible. I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any riders that day, so I forgot about it.
Okay, I don't think Hired Hand Pint has got anything to offer. Do you still have the scarf? Could it have been Father... Oh, could it have been the Father Prokop?
And could it have been Father Prokop following her?
What do I know? If he has a horse and fancy clothes. But why would he do it?
I heard he wanted to find her an honest job, but she wasn't interested.
I don't know. She didn't say nothing about that.
Is Denna's scarf? Do you still have it?
Aye. I wanted to give it back to her the next time she came.
Mutt.
You give it to me. I'll try having my dog track her down.
There we go.
Same to me. Here you go.
Henry and I, it's like
been
we've
a
got
long
one
time.
mind.
I don't know if it will help.
And could it have been William?
And who would that be?
He's this bard she was seeing.
I don't know about that. I don't remember her mentioning nobody by that name.
Well, I'll go and check out that ford. Maybe I'll find something there.
I hope you don't.
Well, he's got a point. I wish you a blessed evening, you three wise monkeys here. A little bit scary. Can I just sleep for the night? I want to find somewhere to rest. I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, we're not far from where she's supposed to be. The den of the thief, through the woods. Okay, I reckon I can make that on foot. Let's go. Why is the little white rabbit looking at me? What did I do? Does it say don't walk in the water? Oh, look at the little bubba deer. I've never actually bagged a deer with my bow. Shall I give it a go? You see, you've got to aim for the heart. Now all I've done is cause it to run. I'm never getting that arrow back, nor the one I fired a minute ago. Forget it, forget it. Oh, look at you. Oh, it's just mushrooms. But it was landmines. In this day and age. Alright, we're pretty close to where she was, I think. It was on the other side of this water, wasn't it? If you can call it water.
That has to be that ford Pike was talking about. I should take a look around here.
Yeah, but can't we get Mutt to do it? Mutt. Commands. Track.
Search.
Stand the scarf. There you go. Have a sniff. The scarf, not me. Go on. Go on, Mutt. Oh, well. Okay, maybe I didn't need you for this bit. Mutt, it's this way, look. Mutt. Over here. I mean, I'm going to follow him. But I think we might have found what we're looking for. Where'd you go? Oh, he's going straight to it. Maybe I don't. It's a bypass. It's a shortcut. Go on, Matt. Sick 'em. What have you got? What have you got? What have you found? Oh. Well, nothing. I can't examine it. I don't know what you found, Matt, but it wasn't what we're looking for. Unless there's something else around here. You're saying it's here? But I can't find anything. Oh, God, I found it. Oh, no. Oh, God, I shouldn't walk on the dead body. Oh, the poor girl.
Oh, poor thing. She didn't get very far. Ugh, she's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others. Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled her like the others. She's been lying here too long for that, but her head is smashed in. Either the murderer hit her with a rock, or dashed her hard against the ground. She must have put up a fight. Or maybe he lost his patience.
There's a lot of assumption this was a man, but I suppose somebody who has the strength to do this, physical strength, I guess it would make sense.
Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up, but I don't see any cuts. The rips are odd. Like someone was looking for something.
Someone was looking for something?
Oh, I can't make much out by now. But it seems as if the fingers on her right hand are broken. Did the murderer torture her? Or was he trying to get something out of her hand?
The ring. It's the ring.
Oh, my God. Oh, something fell out of her. A signet ring. Oh, that must be the one she stole. How did it get inside her? Did she swallow it herself? Or did the murderer shove it in there?
Oh, that's very Silence of the Lambs.
Or was it punishment for stealing? Well, that's enough. But what does it all mean? I'd say she put up a decent fight, and the killer had to improvise, and that's about all I can find out. She's probably been lying here a few weeks, but that ring is a good lead.
Yeah, but this is the days before forensic evidence, really. You know, we can't take fingerprints. DNA. That would be good. Thank you, Mutt, by the way. Sorry I doubted you. You were a very good boy. Very good boy. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to sound flippant while all this horror is going on. So, back to... Do I go back to Billini? We've got another mission here. The ruins of Zimberg. I guess I can't sleep there. Another town down here, which is pretty close to where I need to be. I don't know what to do. Do I go down? Fast traveling or just riding straight for it? I think I'll just ride straight for it. All right. Whoa! Looks like we found what we're looking for. Woodcutters. I can only guess. Do you think I know what gave it away? Am I going to be able to get someone to sleep here, though? charcoal burners. Now, first of all, let me have a little wash. A wash and a brush up. And please give me a good night's sleep. I just need to find a bed I can creep into. Right, I'm going in here. If I get in trouble, it's all your fault. I mean, I'll give it an hour. There you go.
You won't come here making trouble, fella.
I apologise.
All right. No doubt it'll... So run along.
All
Off
right,
the
well, I
property.
lost some reputation,
Off you
but I'm
go.
still a good boy. All right, if you want me to get out, then get out my way. At least we got here. I might have cut out some stuff. I was trying to look for a place to sleep. Couldn't find... Actually, I did find somewhere to sleep. I got caught and thrown out, and so I just waited. So I might be a little bit tired, but that's okay. Can I go in here now? No, that's a lockpick. So it's not open yet. Who am I supposed to... Done anything? Shut up. Who am I supposed to speak to?
I need to ask you something.
If you're here for charcoal, you'll have to wait.
I'm not here about charcoal. I'm looking for Stanya, an alehouse maid from Kuttenburg.
Aha. And why are you looking here?
I heard she was consorting with some charcoal burner here.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Who goes with who?
Fat load of good you are, mate. Cheers. Who else can we bother? What about you, sir? Nope. Well, there's got to be someone who knows something.
I need to ask you something.
I don't have time for that. Ask the foreman.
Bloody useless. All right, you're... Whoa, easy where you're swinging that, buddy.
Good day.
Yeah, good day to you too. Would you be a foreman? Oh, Barton.
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella. What would a woman be doing here?
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that. Why?
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town. And I heard that someone also tried to kill this Stanya.
That's true. She told me something like that. But that was a long time ago.
So you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how can I be sure you aren't that killer?
Well, that's actually a really good point. I mean, kudos to you for thinking of that. Lumir gave me the task. I don't think I should mention Lumir, but look, I wouldn't be asking about her if that was true.
I wouldn't be foolishly asking around for her then, would I?
Why not? How else would you find her?
Without getting seen by any witnesses.
What do you mean? What witnesses?
I mean you. If I tried anything, you'd remember me.
Well, that didn't occur to me. That would really be stupid of you.
I really only want to talk to her.
Sorry, but after all that happened to Stanya, I like to be careful.
So Stanya is here?
Aye. She's hiding with us. Since that thing happened, she's afraid to even go outside. I don't know what to do with her anymore.
Can I speak to her?
If it'll help you. She's hiding in that cottage.
Oh my god, this guy's hardly the best protection, is he?
She's in a bad way. She used to be such a gutsy girl. Till we meet again.
Well, she's hiding in that hut over there. Well, good job, Barton. What a hero. That hut over there is that hut over there. Honestly, I wish people would point in the right direction. How is a Sherlock Holmes supposed to, or a Columbo, supposed to track down the evidence and the witnesses if nobody knows how to use their fingers? Oh, Stanya, I'm here for you. No, I'm only joking. Didn't mean to scare you. I'm not really a murderer.
Who are you? How did you find me? If you came here to finish what you started, I'm not afraid of you. I'll claw your eyes out.
Don't be afraid. Barton told me where to find you.
Barton sent you to me. What do you want from me?
Lumir thought you were dead. I was supposed to find out what happened to you.
Lumir. From the rat house. He sent you.
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenburg. Lumir thought it might be connected with you, so maybe you could help us find out who did it.
How can I help you when I haven't been in Kuttenburg since... I don't even know when.
This is definitely our best lead so far, because she might know who the killer actually is, or has a clue. Why did you run away? What was it like working in the hole? Or how are you now? Oh, there's just so much going on.
You disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye. Without a word. What happened?
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths one night. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid. I decided to run away from Kuttenburg.
Did you see who it was?
Not at all. I didn't see anything until he jumped out of the shadows and grabbed me around the neck, and he was terribly strong. I nearly blacked out right away.
And how did you manage to break free?
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it. He howled and let me go, and I ran away.
Here? To the charcoal burners?
No, first to my room in the hole. I was so scared there. I took what I could and ran. Here, to Barton.
And your lover? What did he say?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher and was all bloody.
That's
He's
what the
been
blood
hiding
was.
Me here since then.
The handprints and footprints that the innkeeper told us about in her room. So, she cut herself on the way out. Okay, what was it like working in the hole? I don't really think that's relevant. You walked home from the baths at night. Why would you? All right, look, she didn't know she was going to get attacked. Do you remember anything about the attacker?
Do you remember anything important about the attacker? What he looked like? What he was wearing?
I don't know anything. It was at night. He grabbed me from behind, and then I ran and never turned back.
And what about when you hit him? What did he do?
He let me go and cursed.
Aha, and what did he say?
He said Scheisse in German.
Interesting. Well, Prokop's not German, is he? I heard William liked pretending to be a spy.
I heard William liked pretending to be a spy. Do you know anything about that?
Aye, I thought it pretty silly. A stupid trick to make himself seem more interesting. Though I reckon he's more likely to attract an ass-kicking than a woman.
I mean, I'll ask about Prokop.
Couldn't it have been Father Prokop?
Father Prokop? I don't know him.
No, he's pretty old. He preaches in the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul.
I don't know him. And if he's an old man, how strong could his grip really be?
Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. We might be ruling him out. If this person who tried to catch her is the murderer. Look, keep trying to remember more.
Seems you're the only one to survive the killer's attack. I know it isn't easy for you to think about it, but try to remember something else about that moment, or when you were running away. Anything can help us, even if it seems insignificant.
I don't know. It's all like in a fog.
You were walking down the street. Did you notice anything before he attacked you?
No, nothing.
You didn't see anything or hear anything?
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty. I heard somebody talking, but when I looked, there was nobody there. So when somebody grabbed me, I completely froze.
Did you understand what they were talking about?
Not at all. But there were two voices. Two of them waiting for me there.
Interesting. Dun 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 dun.
It's difficult, I understand. But I need you to think hard one more time. Aside from those voices and the empty street, what else do you remember?
I didn't hear him at all. And then he grabbed me.
And nothing else? Did he grab your hair?
Well, no. He grabbed me by the throat right away and squeezed. Just for a moment, but I still had a big bruise round my neck for weeks. Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip, like a miner or swordsman.
Ooh, or a charcoal miner. Okay, I don't know.
How are you now?
I'm still awful scared. I can't fall asleep knowing that, and I can't even really leave the house.
Okay, look, I don't know if these other two questions are worth it, but I for completeness, I'm going to just skip through them.
What was it like working in the hole?
Well, I earned a...
How so?
Every single day I had to put up with their lewd remarks.
Rich and poor. Okay.
People...
So, yeah, gropers,
Us
leerers.
girls have to watch, especially in a place like the hole. But you can't overdo it either.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, then
sometimes you get a tip.
You have to keep a balance.
But to look friendly but unavailable. Okay, so hang on a minute. Who bothered you at the hole? Ooh, maybe this was worth exploring.
You said that rich or poor, they all like to grope girls. Like who?
Truth be told, the hole isn't exactly a good place for a rich man, but young von Groll used to go there for a while.
Is that so?
Von Groll, is that...
He smiled at me a lot, so I smiled back. But beyond a few groschen, there was nothing more to it. Then this thieving wench started hanging around him and... Oh,
that was the girl we found
that servant of his
murdered.
didn't like it, tried to drive her away, and so the young lord stopped bringing him with him.
Von Groller had a servant with him?
Aye, a pudgy fella, well-dressed, but had a mean face. He never said a word or smiled, or even said thank you.
Interesting. Wasn't it Mole? Hang on a minute, what do you mean, was it Mole?
Couldn't it have been that innkeeper then? You yourself said he's a pig.
Aye, when he drinks, he turns into a total bastard. All lewd remarks and groping fingers. The lecher. Only when I got to my room, I could hear him snoring. Couldn't have been him.
This is actually getting more... I'm glad I went down the other road here. So why didn't you come back? Oh, to town? Well, a fear of her life, Henry.
You walked home from the baths at night?
What's so odd about that?
Well, at night, the baths are...
Ah, right. I went there after closing. I always brought the girls a pitcher of wine or ale and took a bath while they drank it.
Ah. So that's why you had the empty pitcher you hit him with?
Right. I went there regularly. Every week.
The same way every time?
Aye, always the same way. The shortest one. I didn't want to stay out too long at night.
And who knew that you went by yourself to the baths?
Well, everyone from the tavern, I reckon. I didn't hide it.
Okay, so it's somebody from that tavern. The hole in the wall.
Why didn't you go back to the hole?
Just to get murdered there? Are you mad? I'm never going back there. Not until they catch him.
I reckon that'll be all.
I'm sorry I'm not able to help you more.
You don't need to apologise.
Thank you. Could I ask you for a favour?
If it's in my power.
When you catch that bastard, would you please let me know? So I can finally stop being afraid.
I'll stop by if I can.
Oh, no, that would be really nice. Actually, I must remember to do that. The only victim who survived. What? You're telling me to get out now? Alright, shall I just shut the door on the way out?
You need.
Oi, dude, I was given permission to go in there. F off. You think you're hard carrying all that wood? Look at your stupid, silly face. Now, I will try to remember to come back here, because I really should let her know what's going on. Now, we've got two more letters on the alphabet. William the Minstrel, and then Lumir. Oh my god, this is going on for ages. Do I continue this now, or... Oh, I don't know. I'm going to fast travel back to Kuttenburg. I've left a marker there so I can go back and tell her if I catch the thief. Murderer. Not thief, catch the murderer. There's a dead horse on the road, the rider lying a short way off. There are wolves pacing around there. Well, if they're dead already, what's the point in me? Avoid the place. Keep going. If they're dead already, what's the point in me hanging around? Right. We're back in town. Time to find this, Is it the Bard? Where are you, Bard? Oh, Mr. William.
It's William, right? I need to talk to you.
What is it? Do we know each other? Do I owe you money?
My name's Henry. And no, we don't know each other, and you don't owe me money. But we do have something in common. We have a lot of mutual friends.
What? What do you want of me? I don't have to talk to you.
Okay, hold on. Just hold on a second there, William. With that little lip. If you ever want to play loot again, start talking, my friend.
Well, you don't have to, that's true. But you should. It's in your own best interest.
What are you talking about?
If you don't start giving me some answers right now, I reckon you'll end up begging in the streets. Because I'll break all your fingers, and you'll never play the lute again, you miserable minstrel.
What?
Miserable
No.
minstrel.
Come on, I didn't do anything.
Stop whining and talk, or I'll be the one doing something to you.
Come on. All right, then. Ask away.
All right, there we go. That wasn't too difficult, was it now? Loose lips, let's go. Do you know Alice the maid?
Did you know Alice?
Or did you?
I know a lot of Alices. You have to be more specific.
The one they found dead somewhere below the town walls.
Oh, her. I didn't know her, but I heard about it.
I heard she used to go to dances.
Yeah, and? I'm not the only musician in the city. I really didn't know her.
They say she had a rich young suitor. Do you know anything about that?
Me? Do I look rich to you? I get paid in food.
But you could at least pass yourself off as wealthy.
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary, but I doubt anyone would believe me.
Right, he's getting a bit lippy. Did you meet Father Prokop's foster daughter, Yarka?
And did you ever meet Yarka? It was a long time ago, but I heard she used to hang around you a lot. And Father Prokop didn't like it.
Oh, that one.
That
She
one.
was very keen on my company for a while, but then she stopped coming.
Because somebody killed her?
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault. She stopped talking to me long before that. Honest.
And did you know she was pregnant?
What? Yarka was... That's horrible. Who would kill a pregnant woman?
That's what I'd like to find out. What about the unwilling father-to-be? It wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
What? Mine? I never even got under her skirt. We just flirted a bit, and then she stopped coming by.
And can you tell me anything else about it?
I don't know anything. It was a long time ago. You said so yourself.
All right, okay. I don't know, I'm not convinced by this.
And I hear you knew Stanya.
Which one do you mean?
The alehouse wench from the hole. I heard you had something with her too.
Well, she batted her eyes at me a couple of times when I was still playing there. A nice girl, but I didn't know her much.
And the innkeeper Mole told me a different story. He said you were the one coming on to her.
Fine, we had a bit of fun together. But she was always the one who started it.
Before she gave you the boot for an ordinary charcoal burner.
That's not true. She'd been seeing that charcoal burner long before she met me.
And you didn't mind?
Why should I? I didn't want to marry her.
So what did you want from her then?
You're yanking my pizzle, right?
Excuse
Of course
me?
I wanted to fuck her, but no, we never got around to it.
Okay. The more I speak to this guy, the more I hate him, but I'm not sure he's the murderer.
Someone wanted to kill her.
What? Her? Yeah, but... What does that have to do with me?
Well, you link all the
me,
girls,
and I don't know
you?
anybody who'd want to do that either.
What about the guy that sat over the table? Is he the guy that we were told about? Like the person who's with him?
And what about Zdena? You knew her, right?
Do I know Zdena? As wild as the wind and always full of life. And those nimble fingers. You always had to check your purse around her.
Did she steal something from you?
A travelling minstrel doesn't have much to steal, but she was well aware of that. She was on the lookout for some better prey.
Well, Zdena's days of stealing are over.
They caught her. I told her she'd be better off travelling the world with me.
And worse, someone killed her. It's been a while now.
So her too? Jesus Christ.
I'm afraid so. I'm sorry.
Thanks. Though it should have occurred to me since you're asking about her.
You don't happen to know who she wanted to rob?
There were lots. Anyone she thought was rich enough who let her ply her charms for a while. Like young von Groller. When he started coming here, she got to him right away. Said she was gonna rob him blind.
And might she have stolen a ring from him?
I don't know. I had to disappear before she succeeded. Look, why are you asking me about all this? You don't seriously think I killed her, do you?
Well, you did know them all.
And? I'm surely not the only one.
That may be true. But everybody knows you're a skirt chaser, and they were all pretty girls. And now, they're dead.
but I had nothing to do with it.
Look at this guy on the opposite side of the table, trying not to make eye contact. Do I go with I don't believe you? Confess? Confess so you didn't do it? I don't know, is this really the guy? I don't believe it. What do I do? Do I try and get a confession out of him knowing I don't really believe he did it? I don't really think he did it. I think it's the guy opposite the table. And he was jealous. He's jealous. It's the opposite. It's the guy on... It's definitely the guy with the peacock hat on. I'm going to go confess. See if it draws out something.
Confess, or this won't end well for you.
What do you mean, won't end well?
If you come clean and get lucky, they'll hang you. If not, you'll get the rack. So, did you do it?
No, I didn't!
I don't believe you or I believe you. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to have to say I believe him.
Good. I believe you. But if any clue leads me back here to you, I won't give you a second chance.
You won't hear about me again, I swear to God.
Yeah, it's this guy. It's this guy. Oh, okay, maybe he's just an insignificant other. Well, we've done all the questioning we can. I still don't know what the hell is going on.
Praise the Lord.
Something else. Alright, back to the scribe's friend, or the scribe, whatever his name was.
In the south, I saw a land without end, all covered in sand.
Right, here he is. Lumir.
I found out some interesting things about those murders. Just like you said.
That's wonderful news. But wait a while. I promised Katherine we'd wait for her.
You know Katherine?
She came to see me soon after you did, and started asking me questions. Just like you.
Is this him? Is he the murderer? Is it Lumir?
We're all here.
I hope nobody else shows up. How did it go?
I reckon I've found out all I can.
And do you know who the murderer is?
Not exactly, but I have a few ideas.
I've asked around a bit, and I have my own suspicions.
Is that so? See, I was trying to recall some more details, and I had someone come to mind as well.
Oh, I didn't do all this for nothing, did I?
Well,
Hold on. Katherine first.
Katherine, who do you suspect?
Well, I think it was that priest, Prokop.
That's nonsense. It couldn't have been him.
Couldn't have? Then who do you think it was?
It had to be William. Nobody else knew them all.
Ah, now you're talking nonsense. I'm sure William is innocent.
So I see we disagree. Too bad. We could have been done with it quickly.
Well, who do you think it was then?
I'm not entirely sure. First, I'll tell you what I found out, and then it might be easier for us.
Go on then. Starting with who?
Let's talk about Yarka, the one raised by Father Prokop.
What did you learn about her?
Well, she was raised by Prokop.
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart. He was actually her uncle.
Really? But he still could have killed her.
His own relative?
Why not? He's a priest. I'm sure he knows the story of Cain and Abel.
Prokop also admitted that he didn't know how to handle her, and perhaps he was too strict.
What do you expect from a Bible thumper? Man punishes and God forgives. It never occurs to them that if man didn't punish, God wouldn't have to forgive.
Well, maybe I wouldn't hold it against him. He really tried to make sure she was well taken care of. He wanted to find her a husband, too.
And did you learn who he found?
No. I think it fell apart when Yarka started rebelling. Yarka started working for the von Groller family, where she remained until her death.
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble, but they said she was always thorough and reliable.
Ah, so what's the story with von Grolls?
A very wealthy and important family. The mother is quite devout, known to spend a lot of time in prayer. Old von Groller's been sick for years. Can't even get out of bed.
So, who runs affairs?
That would be young Hendel. They say he's quite successful.
So the Von Grollers have been mentioned multiple times in this story. She went to dances. She was pregnant.
And now, most importantly, Yarka was pregnant when they killed her.
I didn't know that. Do you know for sure? So they gutted her?
To make it impossible to tell she was pregnant? I wouldn't be surprised.
May God forgive us.
Do you know who she was pregnant with? Because if we know who the father is, we'll likely know who the killer is.
She didn't tell Prokop.
It had to be someone from those dances. Maybe William.
I don't know about that. I mean, she went to them.
Before her death, I heard she often went to dances.
There's nothing wrong or surprising about that. But maybe she found someone there.
Maybe. Prokop was convinced that she went to see William. That was actually the only name he mentioned.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means she had some relationship with William. Or at least knew him.
Well, we know that already. In fact, William did tell me. Prokop thinks it was William.
Prokop is convinced that she was murdered by that bard, William.
And I agree with him. I heard the daughters of important men come to see him. It even went so far he had to flee the city. And the moment he's back, there's another murder.
Really? But I found out you accused Prokop first, Lumir.
What? Why?
It doesn't matter. It was a mistake. And I paid for it.
And were you as sure then as you are now about William?
I don't think so. But he's a skirt chaser. If he got Yarka pregnant, then...
Perhaps. But why would he kill and mutilate her? He could have just run away.
But then he could never come back.
Why not? He could come back a year later, once things have died down, the child would be born, the shame forgotten, and nobody would bring it up again.
I suppose that makes sense. That's all I was able to find out.
You still found out more than I did.
But it's not enough. We still don't know who the killer is.
But we can agree that she was killed because of her pregnancy, can't we?
Agreed. Somebody got rid of her to make sure nobody found out she was pregnant.
I'm sure William wanted...
William isn't the only man with a prick. And he certainly didn't use it to strangle her to death.
Such language. What are you trying to say?
Well, yes, exactly. William's not the only man in the city. He's not the only person who owns said prick. Making babies and murdering are not the same. Very true.
That making babies and murdering folks require different tools.
But who would it be if not the father?
Someone who stood to lose something because of the child. Money, reputation, honor.
Freedom?
Well, you just stop throwing in all sorts of thoughts. It still sounds like this Von Groller is likely, or somebody close to the Von Grollers. But we haven't even met them yet. I managed to find Stanya the innkeeper, yes.
I managed to find Stanya.
Alive? You found her alive?
I did. Alive and well. Hiding with the charcoal burners.
Brilliant.
So, she's not one of our victims?
No, but let's just share this information.
She just managed to escape the killer. She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. She heard somebody talking in a side street, but it was empty. But when she walked by, someone grabbed her by the throat and started strangling her.
And how did she manage to get away?
She was holding an empty pitcher, and she smashed the killer in the face with it. He either got startled or hurt, but he let her go.
Did she get a look at him? Did she take his eye out or something?
No, she didn't stop to find out. Just ran. Which is probably why she survived.
And what about the blood in the bedroom?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She didn't stay in her room for long. She was still so scared that she grabbed her things and ran off to her beloved charcoal burner.
Oh my God, there's just so much dialogue. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, I would like it to have been a slightly shorter mission than this. But it's fine. It is what it is. Someone was waiting for her. It most likely wasn't Mole the innkeeper. The murderer was strong.
Well, according to Stanya, the murderer had a terribly strong grip. Her neck was bruised for almost a month.
Doesn't almost every man have a strong grip?
Depending on what they take in hand every day. A tankard, a quill, or a hammer.
Except none of our suspects are miners or blacksmiths, eh? She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly, And somebody knew exactly which way she would take and where to wait for her.
You mean someone followed her beforehand to figure out where to ambush her?
Who knew that she went to the bars?
Apparently everyone in the tavern. She didn't hide the fact. She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. He may be a pig, but the evening she ran home, he was in bed snoring.
Yeah, but what if he had a pig in his room who was snoring in his place? Didn't think of that, Henry. The murderer said something.
According to Stanya, the murderer didn't say a word the entire time.
That's strange, right? I'd expect him to at least call her a whore.
The only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitcher. He said Scheisse.
So, we're looking for a German?
Even I say Scheiße sometimes, and I'm not German.
Well, that rules that out then. I thought we had it nailed down. Jesus.
Besides that, she also recalled hearing two voices in the alley. Someone was talking to the killer.
So we have a witness. Now, just to find him.
Or an accomplice. If I remember correctly, the other one must have seen the whole thing, right? And he didn't go to report it.
I asked Stanya if she knew Prokop. She said no.
Maybe she just doesn't remember him. Or he gave a different name, or...
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to frequent the worst tavern in Kuttenburg.
Now that's a good point. Okay, it's every time I feel like we're going down a path, some other fact or thought turns us squarely back around again.
Stanya admitted that she knows William. He flirted with her and tried to get to know her better, but nothing came of it.
And that's probably why I wanted to kill her. And likely rape her before that.
Well, perhaps, but Stanya doesn't think so. She's sure it wasn't William, and no matter what they say about him, in her eyes he's a good lad. And that's all that Stanya told me.
I'm so glad that girl is alive.
Me too. At least someone's had a little luck. Does she want to come back, or will she stay with the charcoal burners?
I don't think she'll come back. She's so scared now they'll come back for her, she doesn't even leave the house. I managed to find Zdena.
You found her? Is she alive too?
No. Unfortunately, she's dead.
And where did you find her?
Pretty far away. Near the mill she used to sell things at. Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of coin and killed her. I reckon she put up a hell of a fight. So the killer got nervous and ended things quickly.
So he didn't strangle or mutilate her?
Well, she'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't hack her up like the others.
So yes, she had pulled off a big wobbly.
Judging by what her accomplice said, she robbed someone good. She had so much jewellery on her, she could hardly carry it. And what's odd is when she was murdered, the killer left her basket of valuables behind.
So I reckon he didn't kill her for the money.
No, and he put the ring in her throat, right?
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenburg. She tried to lose him, but apparently wasn't able to.
On horseback? I don't suppose she described him, did she?
Only as a wealthy type who never got too close.
That doesn't fit in with the previous murders.
Father Prokop came looking for Zdena and nearly cursed her on the spot.
What did he have in common with a thief?
He had also looked after her, but unlike Yarka, she ended up on the street, and he took it badly. Zdena tried to rob young von Grolle. It's possible she succeeded.
Von Grolle? Yarka worked for them, didn't she?
That whole family is suspicious.
Assumptions. Nothing more.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. Why else would I have found that ring on her?
They just left the ring by her body? That's odd, isn't it?
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it. I don't know if she swallowed it herself or someone shoved it in her.
That's awful. But I can't say it surprises me.
My mouth is starting to hurt from all this blabbering.
So are my ears and head.
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to find our suspect. So, Henry, who do you think did it?
Oh, for God's sake, I don't know. I mean, Prokop? There was various points in that story that make me think it wasn't him. I don't think it was William either. And the only people we know nothing about is one of the von Grollers, or perhaps a servant or a bodyguard or a companion of one of the von Grollers.
I suspect one of the von Grollers.
What leads you to think that?
Are you sure it wasn't William?
Well, no, I'm not sure about any of this. Yarka served them. Young von Groller could be the suitor. Yarka was pregnant with young von Groller's child. Well, we don't know that for a fact. Zdena was followed by a rider. Zdena robbed von Groller. Well, there's all these things. I mean, I don't know about that one. Being followed by a rider means anything. And we don't know if she was pregnant with von Groller's child. But probably was.
Zdena robbed von Groller.
That's true.
It's all coming together, isn't it?
Von Groller could be the suitor.
Alice had a young and wealthy suitor. And young von Groller fits both descriptions.
True.
Okay.
We could be getting somewhere.
I don't know. Yarka also served them, true.
Yarka was their maidservant until she started rebelling, right?
Yes. Do you think she was rebelling because of someone in particular?
Perhaps the young lord?
That's possible.
This is all... okay, now this bit, I don't know. Yarka being pregnant with von Groller's child. That's a speculation. We don't know. Zdena was followed by a rider is true, but I don't see why that's evidence.
Zdena was followed by someone on a horse. Von Groller could afford a horse.
Oh, that's circumstantial.
That's not so sure, is it? And maybe the horse was stolen or borrowed.
But it certainly worsens the case for him. That much is true.
I don't know. I think Lumir is just happy that we're suspecting anyone but him at the moment. And this last point, I can't say it because we don't really know.
And that's all I can pin on him.
So, do we agree that it was young von Groll?
Well, old von Groller can't do much now, can he?
So do we really agree that our most likely suspect is young von Groller?
Aye. I agree.
I don't have a problem with it. Little rich boys are capable of anything. But what are we gonna do about it? Our suspicions aren't enough.
Quite
They'll
right.
just laugh at us without something more tangible.
So, you want to search their house?
There's nothing else we can do. There must be a clever way to do it.
We have to find some evidence. None of our conjecture is enough. What will we do?
You could sneak in there.
Or break in.
Katherine, that's not necessary. The young lad wants to learn swordsmanship, and the old one is sick and always calling for a physician.
So I can either pretend to be a sawbones, or a swordsman, or break in? That's a lot of options.
You're a clever lad. You'll figure it out.
Wow. Oh my god, this is a huge mission. Well, I'm going to call it quits here. We've gone through all of the evidence gathered. Well, I say evidence. Speculation gathering. And a little summary here between the three of us, the three investigators. I'm still not really convinced that we've got anywhere with this. But clearly this mission is longer than I had time to record.
And she conceived of the Holy Spirit, Hail Mary. And Mary said, Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord.
Katherine, that's a bit rude. The man's praying.
Hail Mary. And
the
Word was made flesh.
Right, I'm gonna follow you, Katherine, because I mean, although he's praying, I don't think he's praying for me.
Should eat something.
Oh my god, we've got some dead chickens on the ground. What happened here? Mutt, what were you doing? Okay, right. Well, there's the lovely Katherine. I'm gonna just grab a thumbnail for her because this whole mission has been triggered by her, or for her. And Mutt's having a go in the. Oh, and there's Henry. Oh, look at that. That might make a lovely thumbnail just for the investigation. So I don't really know. I don't really know what to think.
Nice one.
Nice one. That's Henry. That's not what I would be saying right now. We've got to try to sneak into the Von Grollers. I think that was inevitable. If only to find out that they had nothing to do with it. I'll at least be satisfied. I don't think William or the priest, but I could honestly, at this point, I could be persuaded either way. Thanks for watching. I guess we'll pick up part 2 of this well, this murder mystery, this serial killer investigation in the next part. All the best. Take care. Good night.